Today's roundup: ransomware hiding inside Microsoft Teams traffic, a record surge in imposter scam losses, and a wave of fake update campaigns delivering new malware loaders. Here's what changed, why it matters, and what defenders can do right now. Welcome back to the briefing. This is a calm, operational pass through the week's most actionable developments. We'll keep it concise, stick to verified facts, and end each story with concrete steps you can take. First, ransomware operators are abusing Microsoft Teams relays to hide malicious traffic. A group associated with Dragonforce ransomware is using a custom malware called Backdoor Turn to route command and control communications through Microsoft Teams relay infrastructure. The key point is that their C2 traffic is blended into what appears to be legitimate, Microsoft-hosted network activity. This is the latest development in an ongoing pattern of adversaries moving C2 into mainstream cloud and collaboration services to evade inspection and domain-based blocking. Why it matters: many organizations broadly allow traffic to Microsoft collaboration endpoints, and some security controls implicitly trust that traffic. That creates blind spots for early-stage compromise, lateral movement, and data staging. The Defender takeaway: tighten your egress policy for collaboration suites. If possible, restrict Teams traffic to your tenant and known ranges, and block or limit external federation you don't need. Increase visibility at the endpoint by alerting on non-Teams processes making sustained connections to Microsoft collaboration domains. On the identity side, review conditional access and app permissions tied to Teams. Finally, enrich network logs to separate human-driven team sessions from automated or off-hours patterns that could indicate C2 tunneling. Second, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission is warning about record losses to imposter scams, totaling $3.5 billion in 2025, with reported losses nearly tripling since 2020. The headline context is straightforward: social engineering is scaling, and the financial impact is accelerating. Key facts: the reported loss number is at an all-time high for this scam category, and the multi-year trend line is sharply upward. Why it matters: imposter techniques bypass technical controls by targeting human trust, and they cross both consumer and enterprise boundaries, affecting reimbursements, ACH and wire processes, help desks, and executive communications. A steep rise in losses signals that existing awareness, verification, and anti-impersonation controls are underperforming at current volumes. The Defender takeaway: operationalize verification. Require out-of-band callbacks using known contact details for financial changes and urgent requests. Enforce multi-person approvals for payment and vendor record updates. Harden email with DMARC and enforcement, and monitor for lookalike domains and display name abuse. On the user side, script short, repeatable responses. Pause, verify, and only then act. And make reporting effortless so your team can intervene early. Measure success by tracking stop transactions and near-miss reports, not just training completion. Third, multiple ClickFix campaigns are expanding malware delivery with new loaders and fake update lures. Researchers have documented ongoing activity that uses fraudulent browser or software update prompts to convince users to execute payloads. Key facts: at least 3 loaders are in rotation: Babadetta loader, Lorem Ipsum loader, and Potemkin. Campaigns involving Babadetta loader were observed in April 2026 and have targeted education and financial organizations. The common thread is the use of deceptive update flows to deliver initial access components, which then stage or fetch secondary malware. Why it matters: loaders are the pivot point between initial social engineering and full compromise. Once a loader runs, it can establish persistence, disable defenses, and pull down ransomware, infostealers, or remote access tools. The sector targeting underscores that both resource-constrained environments and high-value financial workflows are in scope. The Defender takeaway: disrupt the fake update kill chain. Block drive-by download mechanisms and restrict the browser-to-script path. Prevent browsers from spawning scripting engines and LOL bins like WScript, MSTHA, PowerShell, and RunDLL32 without policy-based approval. Use application control to allow only managed updaters, and educate users that legitimate updates come via your management tools, not random pop-ups. In telemetry, hunt for unusual process trees originating from browsers, short-lived signed binaries reaching out to newly registered domains, and repeated failed executions in temp directories. If you support education or financial units, increase scrutiny on ad networks and referral traffic, and consider DNS filtering to throttle access to newly seen domains that mimic updater brands. To close, today's stories point to the same theme: adversaries are pushing into trusted channels, collaboration platforms, executive communications, and familiar update flows. The response is disciplined visibility on what normal looks like in those channels, paired with hard verification and tight execution paths for software and payments. If this briefing helped, share it with your incident response, IT, and finance teams, and subscribe for the next operational update. If you've seen variants of these techniques in your environment, drop a comment with the behaviors you observed so others can tune their detections.